The sun bakes the open savanna. Dust coils up behind the safari truck as it rolls slowly across a dry riverbed. The tourists lean over the railings, scanning the horizon with cameras in hand. At the wheel is Daniel, the guide, calm, focused, and scanning the terrain like he's done it 1,000 times. Zebras flick their tails in the distance. Antelope scatter near an acacia grove. It feels like just another calm afternoon drive. Until the sound breaks everything. A short, sharp trumpet, high-pitched, panicked, followed by the crack of something hitting the earth. Daniel slams the brakes. From behind a line of shrubs, a small figure lurches forward. A baby elephant, no more than a few months old, stumbles into view. Its movements are slow, confused. Its ears flap wildly, uncoordinated. It swings its trunk once, then falls to its knees. Gasps erupt in the truck. "Oh my God, is it hurt?" someone whispers. The calf tries to stand again but collapses completely, face first into the dust, just meters from the front bumper. Its chest rises and falls in short, erratic bursts. One foot kicks weakly, then goes still. The vehicle is silent now. In the distance, a line of elephants appears, dozens of them stretched out along the ridge. The matriarch is first to respond. She trumpets, long, low, and furious. Heads turn, ears flare. The entire herd freezes in place. Then they begin to move. "Don't panic," Daniel says under his breath. "Do not move." The elephants descend in formation, silent except for the low thuds of their feet hitting dry ground. Their eyes are locked, not on the tourists, but on the calf. "She's calling them in," Daniel mutters. "They're coming to retrieve it." A woman in the back begins to cry. The herd reaches the fallen calf in less than a minute. The matriarch leads, moving around to block the baby from the truck's view. Others form a semicircle behind her, wide bodies closing ranks like a wall. The truck is trapped in stillness. The engine hums quietly. No one dares breathe too loud. One young bull rears his head and trumpets directly at the vehicle. "No sudden movements," Daniel says again, barely above a whisper. "Just watch." What happens next is strange. None of the elephants touch the baby. Not yet. They stand still, completely still, for over 30 seconds, ears forward, eyes wide, listening, feeling. And then, slowly, the matriarch extends her trunk and brushes the calf's back. The baby doesn't move. Another elephant steps closer, trunk hovering just above the calf's ear, fanning it gently. Daniel lowers his binoculars. They're checking for breath. No one responds, because it no longer feels like a safari. It feels like a moment not meant to be seen. The dust hangs in the air, unmoving. The baby lies crumpled in the dirt, eyes closed, chest fluttering weakly. The herd has fully surrounded it now, 6 adult elephants, 2 adolescents, all positioned like sentinels. The matriarch remains at the front, her back to the safari vehicle, towering and still. No one in the truck speaks. The tourists crouch behind the railings, breath held, hands shaking. One man lifts his camera and immediately lowers it again. It feels wrong to record. Daniel doesn't move either. His hand stays on the ignition switch, but he doesn't start the engine. "Just observe," he says quietly. "They're not threatening us. Not yet." One of the younger elephants steps forward and trumpets again, shorter this time, but sharp. It stands beside the matriarch, head turned slightly toward the humans. Its trunk sweeps across the ground in long arcs. Then something changes. A third elephant, slightly smaller, shifts position. It lowers its head and presses its trunk gently against the baby's flank. The calf twitches, still alive. Another elephant kneels, yes, kneels, and places its head near the calf's side, releasing a soft rumble. A sound so low it vibrates through the truck. The matriarch raises her trunk, holds it in the air, and lets out a deep, echoing trumpet. Not a warning, not a threat, but a call. And the herd responds. They begin moving, not frantically, but with purpose. One sprays a mist of dust across the calf's body. Another flaps its ears rhythmically, generating airflow. "They're cooling it down," Daniel whispers. "Heat stroke. They're treating it." Murmurs ripple through the vehicle. The fear begins to soften, replaced by awe. The tension in the air turns electric, reverent. This isn't panic, it's protocol. The herd doesn't break formation. Each movement is deliberate. Two adults shift positions, creating shade. One adolescent steps back to scan the horizon, watching for predators or humans who might interfere. And always, the matriarch watches the truck. Not once does she approach. She doesn't need to. Her eyes say everything. Don't move and don't speak. Don't interrupt. Minutes pass. The calf kicks again, stronger this time. A weak trumpet escapes its trunk, and the herd erupts in a chorus of low rumbles. Hope? The matriarch steps aside briefly, allowing the baby to be seen again. It rolls to one side, blinks. Alive. Then the youngest elephant in the group does something remarkable. It walks to the calf's side, places its shoulder beneath the baby's ribcage, and gently lifts. The calf rises, shaky, unbalanced but upright. The herd parts slightly, giving it space. The matriarch turns to face the truck now. She doesn't charge. She doesn't move. She just stares. And somehow everyone in the vehicle knows this was not a warning. This was a lesson. The baby stands, barely. Its legs tremble beneath it, trunk swinging loosely, ears twitching. But it's upright and alive. The herd closes ranks again, slowly encircling the calf like a living fortress. One adult leans against its side, helping it keep balance. Another rests its trunk gently across the calf's back. Support. Literal, physical support. From within the safari vehicle, no one speaks. Several tourists are in tears. One whispers, "They're helping it walk." And they are. Two younger elephants flank the baby, left and right, shoulder to shoulder. When the calf stumbles, they adjust. When it sways, they shift. Together, they begin to walk. Not fast, but forward, toward the edge of the riverbed. The matriarch leads the way now, clearing a path. The others follow in tight formation, their pace slow, careful, responsive to every tremble in the calf's stride. Daniel leans forward in awe. "I've seen protective behavior before," he says, "but never this coordinated, this deliberate." The baby lifts its trunk weakly, swaying it like a flag. One adult trumpets in return. It's almost celebratory. And then, just before the herd disappears into the brush, the matriarch stops, turns, and walks toward the safari truck. Gasps erupt from the passengers. Daniel holds up a hand. "Don't move." The massive elephant strides to within 10 feet of the vehicle and stops. She looks directly at Daniel, not at the tourists, not at the engine, at him. Her ears remain calm, her trunk lowered, her posture relaxed, but assertive. She stares for 5 seconds, 10, then turns, and walks away. No fear, no rush, just presence, as if to say, "We saw you, and you saw us." The truck remains frozen in place long after the herd has vanished into the horizon. No one starts the engine, no one wants to leave. It felt like a ceremony, an event not meant to be witnessed, but shared. An hour later, back at the lodge, Daniel recounts the moment to other rangers. None of them have ever seen elephants lift a calf together like that. "They knew what to do," he says, like they'd rehearsed it. Someone asks if he was afraid when the matriarch approached. "No," he says. "It wasn't a threat. It was respect." He pauses. Or maybe it was something closer to gratitude. The next morning, the savannah feels different. The light is softer, the wind gentler. The same safari truck retraces yesterday's path through the low grasses, across the dry riverbed, past the clumps of thornbush and sun-bleached stumps. Daniel drives slower than usual. No one speaks much. They're watching, waiting, hoping. And then there they are, the herd. Grazing peacefully near a shallow bend in the river, trunks swaying, ears flicking lazily. In the center, the baby, walking, trotting even. The calf's gait is still a little clumsy, but stronger than before. Its ears flap with each step. It nudges one of the younger elephants playfully, then dashes toward the matriarch. She lets it. A cheer rises in the truck. Daniel smiles and cuts the engine. They all sit there, quiet again. And then it happens. The matriarch lifts her head, looks directly at the vehicle. She raises her trunk, high, steady, deliberate, and holds it there. A still salute, not a threat, not a call. Just a signal, acknowledgement. She holds it for a long moment, then lowers it, turns, and walks away, leading her family forward. The baby runs to catch up, trumpeting once in joy. In the truck, no one reaches for a camera, they just watch. Back at the lodge, the air feels heavy with something unspoken. The tourists sit around the fire pit, quiet but changed. No one talks about cameras or souvenirs. They talk about eyes, about stillness, about the moment when something wild and ancient chose to show them grace. Daniel sips his coffee slowly, staring into the flames. "I've seen elephants protect their young," he says. "I've seen them mourn their dead, but I've never seen them work together like that, like they'd rehearsed it." One guest speaks up. When she raised her trunk, what did it mean? Daniel doesn't answer at first, then, maybe thank you. Or maybe, remember this. The conversation drifts off. A few days later, another ranger spots the herd again. They're further east, near a watering hole. The baby elephant is there, healthy, playful, kicking up dust. This time, there are no vehicles, no observers, just the herd, moving forward. Later that evening, one of the tourists flips through her photos. Most are blurry, none capture the heart of what they saw. She finds one, the calf leaning against its family, struggling to stand, and stops. On the inside flap of his field journal, Daniel tapes a sketch. Not one he made, but one a child handed him after returning from a later drive. The drawing is simple. Crayon lines, bright colors. It shows a truck, a tiny elephant, and a ring of giants around it like a shield. The caption scrawled underneath, "They helped him because they loved him." Daniel smiles. Maybe that's all it was. Love. In the morning, another group boards the truck. New faces, new cameras. Daniel greets them with the same welcome he always gives, but something's different in his tone, something reverent. As the vehicle pulls away from the lodge, he glances in the mirror, just once, and then drives forward. Out on the plains, the light is rising again, and somewhere beneath it, a small elephant runs between its elders, safe, steady, remembered. Have you ever witnessed something unforgettable in nature? Maybe it was a moment of connection. Maybe it was a quiet act of kindness. Or maybe it just made you see the world a little differently. Tell us your story in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like if this one moved you. Subscribe to the channel for more true animal stories that show us what really matters. We'll see you in the next one.